Welcome back to Energy Show on Star TV. Today I have with me two amazing people, and I'm starting with the lady. I mean, ladies first, right?
Definitely.
Okay, so I have with me Elizabeth, and her surname is it's wonderful. It's a wonderful surname. So what is your surname, please?
Okufumese.
Okay, Okufluese, and she is a financial expert, and she will definitely be talking about something interesting that we have today. But before we delve into that, I want to introduce someone we already know, who was in the first part of the energy show, and he did absolutely amazing to that particular conversation. I'm talking about no other than Josie Kemefa, who is an engineer in the energy sector. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, so today we're talking about a fuel subsidy, and when it comes to Nigeria as a country, fuel subsidy. I mean, every Nigerian is acquainted to that particular word, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so and over the years, a lot has happened when it comes to the energy industry, and fuel subsidy is something that's a great concern to Nigerians because somehow I would say fuel is like a part of our life. We need fuel to do a lot of things. We need fuel to provide electricity. We need fuel to put it in our car. For transportation and the likes. And I must say that sometimes it can be draining as a Nigerian to wake up in the morning hours of the day and you notice that fuel price is now high, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you have to say concerning fuel subsidy as a whole in Nigeria, Mr. Josie?
Okay. First of all, I'll start by making us understand. We know about subsidy, but not everybody knows the meaning of subsidy or fuel subsidy or the concept of fuel subsidy.
Mm-hmm.
First, subsidy is a particular amount paid by a state or an organization, okay, to help compensate for an increase in price of a particular product.
Okay.
To keep the price at a lower level so that the citizens can afford it.
Okay.
So that is the meaning of subsidy. So in the case of fuel now we have about four refineries now, including the Dangote refinery, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, before the emergence of the Dangote refinery, we have about 3 refineries which were not functional. Okay, and I'll say it's a disaster. Yes. Now,
when you say disaster, don't you think it's a little bit harsh?
okay, no, it's disastrous because Nigeria is one of the biggest oil producing nations in the world. Okay, and we have been producing crude oil for quite a large number of years now. Okay, now we have 3 refineries, but it's a disaster for us to know that we still import fuel for consumption.
Okay.
It's unfair. Do you understand me? Yeah. So the essence of the petroleum subsidy, the fuel subsidy, is because we are importing this fuel. Okay, we export crude. Okay, but since our refineries are not functional to process the crude into fuel for us to use, and like you said, fuel is a basic necessity for everything to run. We need fuel.
Of course.
Transportation, we need fuel. Okay, power generation, especially secondary power generation for our homes and what have you, we need fuel.
Yes.
Okay, so it's very, very important for businesses. Okay, even diesel. Okay, now we don't have like direct access to fuel because our refineries are not working. So we have to import the product, and we all know the cost of importation. You understand? Because when you're importing, especially a sensitive product like fuel, it's cost effective. There are a lot of costs involved. Now, these costs that is involved now will definitely affect the price of fuel. Okay, before it gets to the consumer. So what the government now did is that now since we're supposed to be producing fuel for our citizenry and it's not readily, we can't do that because our refineries are not functional, we have to pay a particular amount to these fuel importers to cover the cost of importation so that the price of fuel now can be low enough for the citizens to be able to afford it and run their day-to-day activities. That was the essence of the fuel subsidy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mr. Josie here just just said his own percept when it comes to fuel subsidy in Nigeria, and I like to get the different opinions because I mean I believe that we have different thought patterns. So, Miss Elizabeth, what do you have to say when it comes to fuel subsidy here in Nigeria?
Okay. When it comes to subsidy is not a full term.
Okay.
So, in every government, in every country, the government subsidizes something.
Okay.
So, Nigerian government chose to subsidize for its citizens.
But before you delve into it, what exactly would you say in simple terms is subsidy?
Okay,
So
subsidy
that's-
in economics would say government pays a part,
Okay.
so the citizens can pay a lower price.
Okay.
So that's the basic concept of subsidy.
Mm.
Government paying a part for the citizens to pay a lower part.
Mm.
Like in Nigeria, yeah, we have fuel subsidy, we have educational subsidy.
Mm.
I know many people don't know about the educational subsidy because it's not so popular, but university education in Nigeria is subsidized.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody pays the actual school fees apart from those going to private schools.
Yeah.
So when it comes to fuel subsidy in Nigeria, it's over the years, even before I was born, before many of us was born, government has been subsidizing fuel.
Yes.
But now it's as if this fuel subsidy thing is now doing more harm to the citizens than good.
Yeah.
And for subsidy, government looks at what would make a greater impact on the people. Is it better for government to continue to subsidize fuel
Mm-hmm.
for the citizens, or to take that money and do something else for the citizens?
Mm.
So in the Nigeria we have today, the present government has said, okay, we cannot pay for subsidy anymore.
Mm.
But the question is, where is that money
going to?
Engineer Josiah spoke about the three refineries that have not been working in maximum capacity. They've been functioning, but not in maximum capacity.
Mm.
So now, government have been paying for subsidy, blah blah blah. Now the Dangote refinery is here, and now those importers are now saying it's as if buying from Nigeria is more than buying from outside the country. So now we are in a dilemma.
Oh. Okay, I just love
So
the
it's,
way
it's a disaster.
I love the way you said it's a dilemma. Anyways, we have so much more to talk about today on a fuel subsidy as it relates to Nigeria as a country. And I must say that Miss Elizabeth and Mr. Josiah here have been talking about that. But let's just, go on a short break. When we come back, we'll definitely be saying much more when it comes to fuel subsidy here in Nigeria. We're back on the Energy Show here on Star Edge TV, and of course, we've been talking about fuel subsidy in Nigeria. Mr. Josie, who is an engineer and also in the energy sector, alongside Miss Elizabeth, who is actually a financial expert, has been doing justice to this particular conversation. So, Mr. Josie,
Yeah.
Miss Elizabeth just highlighted something. She said that the government here in Nigeria, especially for people who have been following the recent trends when it comes to fuel here in Nigeria, just said, you know what, no more fuel subsidy. And we can now see the hike in fuel prices, okay? And sometimes, as a Nigerian, you are wondering, just like you said, okay, if there's no fuel subsidy, where exactly is the money that was used for fuel subsidy going to? You get? And it's hilarious. I must say, my own percept. I stand to be corrected, though. But it's hilarious sometimes when you hear some certain things and you have thoughts, but
Honestly, see that final question she asked. Where is the money going to?
Mm-hmm.
It's really striking.
Yeah.
It's really striking. Like seriously, I wondered. Because like with the first subsidy that was there, fine.
Yeah.
It's now as if it was even better off when the subsidy was there.
Exactly.
Because people know that we're having this impact that we buy fuel at a particular amount that is reasonable, that is affordable to us. Sure, you understand me? Unlike now that you are now removing the fuel subsidy. Okay, before the removal, I think fuel was about 33 something per liter, 340 or so.
Yeah, around that. But now
Around 4 something.
I
for
think right now
Buhari
per
administration
liter,
level.
Okay.
per liter it should be around 1,415.
Yes, because subsidy is being removed, right?
Yes.
So now we are assuming because the essence from the PIA, the essence was so that fuel now, the price of petroleum products will follow normal market forces, the laws of demand and supply. That was the essence. Fine, but where is the money going to? The money that you are removing, like, how is our life becoming better? The little thing that we were having. Oh, okay, at least we can buy 3 liters of fuel a day.
And kind of,
at least we,
when the fuel hike came in, right now, anything you want to buy in Nigeria, it's expensive as a result of the
more
fuel hike.
expensive. Yes.
You get it? So to a Nigerian right now,
a lot of things.
it affected a lot of things.
Yes.
And to a Nigerian now, we cannot see any positive outcome from removing the fuel subsidy.
Yes.
If there was something to prove for it, I think a lot of Nigerians would say, you know what, it's fine that they remove the fuel subsidy. But right now, as it stands, we can't see anything positive. I mean,
our lives
in my
are
own
still the
perception,
same. In fact, like,
if not worse,
things are getting more,
if not worse, if not worse. Okay, so
it's painful.
So as a Nigerian, because I mean, you are young Nigerian youths, and I know in your sphere of influence, you guys are doing absolutely amazing. What do you think would be better to remedy this particular situation? Because sometimes it's not just about the problems, about getting a proper solution that can be, of good relief to Nigerians or the citizens in question.
Okay, first, I would say, like, the issue of subsidy removal has been pending. It has been there.
Yes.
For quite a number of years.
Yes.
Okay, and it actually happened in this regime. Fine, we know that subsidy, the issue of subsidy, because of the corruption in the system, these petroleum importers, were even taking advantage of the situation. We're robbing Nigerians. You get Nigerians. Okay, now sometimes products that they did not even import, they will still charge subsidy for it. You get me? And it's really painful. You get, so it was now a system, especially because of the corruption in the system, that called for the removal of the subsidy. Now it now boils down to failure of our institutions. Now, is there no system, even though you are paying the subsidy? Listen, was there no system that should be able to check the issues of corruption in that particular sphere?
Okay.
Is there no system? It's just failure everywhere. No institutions are not working. That's the problem. So because of that, okay, fine, there's corruption. Is there anywhere in Nigeria that there is no corruption? Because it's now as if, maybe we did not notice it. We did not notice how the fact that the subsidy was there, how helpful it was for us as Nigerians until now.
Okay.
Imagine, see the price of goods, see the price of services, price of transportation.
Yeah.
You get me? Now, and you like you rightly said, it has affected every part of our lives. You understand? You see people are crying. You like, just imagine, imagine this week.
Okay.
I'm very sure that 2 or 3 persons must have asked you, borrow me 2,000, borrow me, please, I need help for. So it's increasing the more. You get me? So I feel the timing was wrong. Okay, fine. Yeah, there should be subsidy removal. You get me? Especially because of corruption in the system and stuff like that. But with the revenue that Nigeria is earning, do you get me? Even before, let's say, how has it been adequately managed? Do you get me? Okay, now that you are removing the subsidy, what are you bringing? How can we even assess that, okay, this is what you are using the money for, this is what you are using the money for, if it will not still go around the same system? Do you understand me? So it means that what we can rightfully say that we are, like, the average Nigerian is benefiting from, at least the subsidy was even helping. I don't know if you understand, because there is no way for us to now check. Okay, fine. Okay. I want to ask you this question, Elizabeth. What was the essence of the removal of the subsidy?
Okay.
I need to get your own opinion.
Okay, I want to disagree with you when you said they should have, it has been pending, so the subsidy should have been removed I don't agree with that. I
Okay.
believe that, just like I said, every government subsidize something. It's not bad
Okay.
if the government
Yes,
chooses
yes.
to subsidize petroleum product, especially because in Nigeria they've turned our economy to the fuel economy.
Exactly.
Okay.
I must say that they've found a way to make sure that everything is tied around fuel. We don't have lights. If not, production is not supposed to be totally tied around fuel. It's not supposed to. It's not supposed
It's
to
not
be
supposed
so.
to be.
And where the world is now, we have electric cars. There's so many other
Other
ways to
sources of
generate
energy,
power,
yeah.
but somehow we
We
have
just rely on-
fuel. So
yeah.
if we have fuel, then fuel should be subsidized. Even if fuel is being refined in Nigeria, the price should still be subsidized.
Okay. I love the takes that you both have when it comes to percepts about fuel subsidy here in Nigeria.
Okay.
But I would.
Okay, can I comment?
Oh, sure, please.
Now you see, the argument of the government is that, in our national budget, okay, the cost of fuel subsidy alone, you get me, takes more than 50%. You understand me? It is that. I was watching a particular program, and somebody put it at, I think it should be daily or is it monthly, 220 billion naira. I'm thinking daily. Is it daily or monthly? But 220 billion naira. You understand me? Let me say monthly because I stand to be corrected.
Can I come in?
I think it should be daily.
If I don't know if that fact is what he's saying is correct.
Okay.
Just like I said, the government should subsidize something.
Yeah.
I will say it again. If we are going to be running around fuel, then it should be subsidized. Because at the end of the day, the money belongs to the masses, not the politicians. If they want to cut down on anything, they should cut down on the politician's salary. And not what the entire country is gaining relief from.
And
Not what is driving our lives.
yeah.
If they want to cut down, just like even with the building of this refinery, we have 3 refineries that are not functioning. In fact, in the last 10 years, government has spent $20 billion. No, $10 billion. That's the actual number. $10 billion
Financial woman, so you should get your
to not to build, to refurbish, to maintain refinery. There are people in NNPC receiving salaries for not
working.
I didn't say that. There are people in NNPC receiving salaries.
I think we shouldn't touch that. But anyways, you actually hinted a particular question that I wanted to ask, which is the refineries. You said that some of the refineries we have here in Nigeria is not working, and recently, of course, we heard that the particular refinery is going to open soon. And what is your thoughts on the new refinery that's about to come in?
Port refinery.
Yes.
It
has
has
always
since
been
about
to. Yeah, they're about to. Does
About
not
to.
end.
So until it commences,
Yes.
I know
They're
that
about to.
it's always
Does
a
not
past.
ever end.
But even if the Port Harcourt refinery is open,
Okay.
fuel price is determined by OPEC.
Okay.
So it's not just a Nigerian thing. So dollar has.
I think
So-
what OPEC does is more like a recommendation. It's
Yes,
not
so it's the same thing you are saying.
Yes,
It
yes.
doesn't really bore. It's the market price. So whatever you sell in your country is where subsidy now comes in.
Okay.
So if government has removed subsidy, Dangote is not.
Wait. Let's get this straight. Let's get this right. Is it fuel price that is determined by OPEC or crude oil price?
Fuel is a byproduct of crude.
Yeah, but no. Let me just correct you on that. It's crude oil price that is
Okay.
being determined.
Okay, by OPEC. Okay,
Yes.
so the dollar price. Okay.
Yeah. Those
So
factors.
now, when Dangote gets the crude, now it's not a rumor or no. Federal government has told those that own oil wells in the country, sell to Dangote in naira. So now that means they're not selling at the prevailing price.
Of course.
So now they're selling to him now. Now, NNPC and Dangote, they are at loggerheads. That's this one is saying this, that one is saying.
Different.
Dangote, NNPC is saying they are going to be the sole distributor, and that's just to tell you that Nigeria problem is a manufactured problem. Nigeria has a manufactured problem. Our problem
Why would this be an
leaders.
issue? Why would this be an
Because
issue? at this time?
NNPC shouldn't even be buying fuel from Dangote.
Anyways, both of you have said a lot, and your percepts are actually very, very good and okay in my own percept. So I would like to round this up because when it comes to fuel subsidy, a lot of people, a lot of Nigerians have a lot to say about it. So what do you think? Like I earlier on asked, you know, before we do the final conclusion, what do you think is the best way to forge ahead as Nigerians?
Huh. Well,
That heave was a heave.
well, because it's really a big issue.
Okay.
You get me?
Mm.
Now, for me to say anything about it is me saying my own opinion.
Okay.
Okay. But now, for my own opinion, I would say it like the deed has already been done.
Yes.
The first subsidy has been removed. Okay, and like I was saying, the PIA Act does not even how will I put it now? Does not provide for fuel subsidy in the first place. That's the Petroleum Industry Act.
Yep.
Okay. Now, so that means it's just the way it is now. Fuel subsidy has been removed. Okay, it's just for us to survive as it is. But what I would say is I would advise the government to make intentional efforts to improve the lives of Nigerians. In workable efforts, I would say so far, there have been some improvements.
Okay.
No, so far, let's just be honest.
Okay.
The situation of life, I don't know where you live, I don't know, has there been any improvement in the situation of life?
To an extent.
To an extent, thank God you said to an extent. Let's be honest. You get me? Where I stay today, at least we get about 18 hours of light per day. Do you understand me? It's an improvement. So, but I just want it to be intentional. Do you get me? Intentional. The road network, it should be intentional. Let's see these things happening. Okay? Now, we are in River State. Okay? I overheard before this, before we got into the studio, somebody was saying that, I think it's Elizabeth, was like, there is no hold up in Port Harcourt. Why is this so? Because the past government, the previous government, was intentional about building road networks, building bridge. They call him the flyover governor. But there's an impact because I can leave my office at any time, go to anywhere in Port Harcourt, anywhere in Port Harcourt, at any time of the night, any time of the day. And they will build up in this particular place. So no, you know that you always find your way.
Of course, yeah.
You understand me? So these are intentional acts. Okay? So we need to see these things. We need to see that, okay, the government is doing this in terms of road network, in terms of housing. Housing is very, very important. You understand? Because landlords are now increasing their rents, right? Their rentage. You get in terms of power, in terms of employment, and whatever they can to increase, like this situation with labor now. Okay, the minimum wage is at what level now?
70K.
Okay, so these are things, So you see, but let's see how it goes. But what I'm saying is that there should be some intentional acts to improve the lives of Nigeria. Not forgetting the educational sector, not forgetting the health sector. You understand? In fact, it's things like health. I think health is being subsidized because of the private, what they call the government hospitals, right?
Yeah.
But we need some intention. We need to be seeing these things. Okay, and then we will say, yes, there is hope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've heard from Mr. Josie. What's your last words, Miss Elizabeth?
Personally, I would say this particular government needs to get their acts together. They need to know what they want to do, because I don't think right now they know what they want to do. They are not being intentional about the people. Because even if people have lights, electricity tariff have been increased more than 100%. So you are now paying so much for it. Cost of food that's the most scary one. So whatever the government is going to do, the government should ensure that at least by the end of this year, the economy is stable.
Yes.
So the economy can start growing for them. From there, I think, was it yesterday, I saw someone, they said we are now producing more than we are we are now exporting more than we are importing. But I know that stuff is only true because nobody has money to buy anything again. It's not because we are producing more. so they should not deceive
Nobody has
themselves.
money to import.
We don't have money to buy
Let's just
so
put it
much.
that that's your perception.
That's my perception. We don't have. There's no money to spend. That's just it. So this government needs to get
What are we even
shit together.
What are we even
And
exporting?
from somebody like President Tinubu, we all know that according to those in Lagos, he did a lot. So we are hoping that he's going to do that a lot to Nigeria. But right now, I don't really see any lights at the end of the tunnel. I don't.
Anyways, that's the much that we can take today on a fuel subsidy on the energy show. And it's been absolutely amazing doing this with you guys. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for
Thank you.
Okay, we'll call it a wrap today on the energy show here on Star Edge TV. Thank you so much. I still remain Nkiru Obi.